Good morning. It's 10:06 a.m., February 24th, 2022. The world has been turned upside down, as I predicted. Uh, it doesn't feel like the world the way it existed 24 hours ago, as I predicted. Told my ex-friend Casey to be prepared for this, but he's been using me to empower himself. He thinks he's more than my equal, and he calls me up all the time. He tries to get me to post on some of the ideas he sends me in emails and talks about. He's trying to own my blog, Roy Rosemont Press, and he tried to take control of my campaign as for Republican governor of Oregon, and I ended our elaborate acquaintanceship for good yesterday. It's sort of what St. Paul was to Jesus. Very covert, sneaky man with a hidden agenda, and he's mentally ill, absolutely mentally ill. That said, who's the mentally ill one? I did 10 days ago. I declared that I'm the guy that's going to restore the Holy Roman Empire. That was based upon Barbarossa, the German emperor that went on a crusade. Barbarossa means red beard. That is the other red tide. In 1987, I went to a Catholic college up in Portland where Baba lovers were meeting from all over the world. It was a 3-day forum, and I became a follower of Meher Baba in 1967, about 3 months after I died, and came back and saw God and saw an angel. People record their near-death experiences. There are books on this. I'm one of them. I had more than a near-death experience. I went the whole way. So when I got up there to Portland, there was a meeting on the last day in the Rose Garden with nuns walking by, and there's about 50 people in a circle. And Rick had a camera set up, and he was leading this discussion about forming a religion around Meher Baba, whose birthday is tomorrow. And he said, I want your opinions. I want you just to open up your mouth and speak. I trust that Baba's divine intuition is going to speak through you. And I was the first to speak. And the camera was rolling. I don't know where that film is, but it's historic. So I talked about what Baba forbid any religions being formed around him. He says, in my past incarnation, he was Buddha, Jesus, Muhammad. And he gave everybody all these words, and they still don't get it. What he's saying is in the Quran and the Torah, the Bible. I don't know if he particularly referred to the Jews. He didn't say he was Moses in a past life. And that's one of the reasons I got into the Bible. I became a theologian, and I tried to convert to Judaism. I went to the Hillel Center here in Eugene, and of course, he kind of pushed me away and denied me. He didn't encourage me, but I found out later that's the tradition. He's supposed to do that. When you're a proselyte, you say, "Hey, I want to become a Jew. I want to study the Torah. I want to, become a Jew in the book of the book. And I was born a Gentile, and he's supposed to basically go, no, push you away. But if God is really working through you, and this is what God, the God of the Jews, wants for you, you'll come back. You'll say, I don't recognize this. Isn't this interesting? Am I going to be giving a lot of biblical lessons that I was saving for my books so I can publish my books and get some credibility? Well, last 24 hours, all the credibility I need to own has become manifest with CP. I call him Christ Putin now, invading Ukraine, and he's going to wipe out a sovereign nation off the map. And I've been fighting this in a openly propaganda book called The Royal Janitor. And I put this up on James Bond Yahoo groups, and people go, crazy guy. And on this Christians Against Trump site, I put this up saying that, I'm basically restored the Holy Roman Empire. And then, they put a little face there with a guy going, a little round yellow face. Yeah, I got to show my hanging balloon cartoon book. And I started a book in '86 called The Christ Complex, which was about after seeing Trump on TV, and it ends with him on a hill with two guys digging ditches or something up there, holding shovels, and that's like the three crosses on the hill, and he's been convicted. I wrote that in 1986, people. And I started Alpha and the Getting Computer. Now, when we went to the Berkeley Psych Institute, the woman said that your books are being dictated to you by a powerful entity that roams the universe, comes to aid the planet in dire distress. And we are in dire distress today. Putin warned the world that is opposed to him that he will use nuclear weapons if they try to stop him. He did. And he did this after consulting those big, long, white, bearded, robed guys with a big Russian Orthodox crown. He consulted those guys. There's probably like 20, 30 of them in a room in the last 24 hours. They probably had him kneel, touched him with a crochet, cross on the big silver staff, blessed his campaign to wipe out Ukraine, to invade Ukraine with his holy tanks. Basically, what he is the Holy Roman Russian Empire emperor. That's who he is. That's who ordered Russian tanks into the Ukraine and jets and ships to invade Ukraine. That was the Holy Russian Roman Orthodox emperor. You don't have to believe me. I don't give a rat's ass. Only a few people are going to bother to research and find out I'm speaking the truth. I don't think anybody's going to follow me for any real reason. Casey Farrell pretended that he, followed my blog, but he was envious, see, and he wanted, to incorporate my blog into his conversations he's having with himself and I think some other people. And he might have found someone to actually rip me off as a writer author who just take chunks of my blog, Roy Rosenman Press. Totally untrustworthy. I don't trust him whatsoever after what he said to me. Why do I got to include him? Because that's what comes with the territory. If you're an enlightened, prophetic individual, you're going to get a dark parasite next to you. And that's what Paul was to Jesus. Already mentioned Jesus. It's all about Paul. So he's my Paul. But I'm on to you, guy. Mr. Celtic, green swastika man, I'm on to you. But his appearance is also part of the prophecy. The way it is, see. So back to this church. So I'm saying that Mayor Baba says, if you need more words, go back to those established churches and they'll give you more words. But what I'm here to give you is a divine intuition that'll bring you to the Godhead. And that's what I got in spades. I got a royal flush in that and have all my life. And even my two sisters were part of this because Edward, they saw an angel at the foot of their bed when they were 10 and 6 years old. And so did the old crone up the street. So, and it came through in this genealogy search that I took that I'm descended from the Sensheim-Schwarzenberg family of Czechoslovakia, Bohemia, who saved the Habsburg family in the 1700s from extinction, and Empress Zita, empress of what? The Holy Roman Empire, fled to America from Hitler. She came here in 1937, I think. And Hitler put a price on her head. Bring me her head on a lance. He wanted to destroy all the remnants of the Holy Roman Empire. And Empress Zita's son, Otto von Habsburg, started a European Union that was the harbinger of the European Union. Sorry, I can't bring up the names of all this, but it'll go with this blog. So she shipped her bedroom set up to her friend up in Portland, and this big painting that's 6'9". It's over there at the U of O Museum. There's Schnitzer Museum, and I've seen it, and I've taken pictures of me before wearing my vest and coat and my beret. And I'm going to be wearing that when I see my therapist today because I'm not going to hide my light behind a bushel. It's my time to be fully present and to make people fully aware of who I am. Because Mayor Baba had a lot of spiritual contact with St. Francis of Assisi. He went into his cave, found this cave, and there was something going on in there. My family, the Wanakee family, saved the St. Francis order that fled Germany during the culture caught the Bismarck, and they were given the Iron Cross by the last Holy Roman Emperor. So I'll post that video. But it doesn't matter if I have anybody believing me or anybody following me, or I have a mega church with people giving me millions of dollars a year. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter whether I have an army with tanks, an air force, and a navy. It doesn't matter. I've got the truth on my side. And I'm the only uncontaminated Christian church on this earth, because the rest of them were cowards. They did not oppose Putin, as I've been doing on this blog, Roy Rosenmund Press, and with my fictional characters, Victoria, Miriam, Victoria, and Mary. I've been backing Britain and the British Defense Staff in Washington. There are 730 Americans connected with the British Defense Staff that was created by Churchill and Truman at the end of the war. So Britain, the United States would be like this against all their adversaries, especially Russia, the Soviet Union. And that's what CP, Christ Putin, is restoring, except he's putting Christianity within the Soviet Union. He's combining communism and Christianity, the CC. And he's saying that's a new force in the world. Really? Well, who's been doing that? Well, the evangelicals entered into politics. They said that the Republican Party is a sanctioned party of Jesus, and if you're a Christian, come and join the Republican Party, because it's really a church. And this is the secular people over here, the secular Democrats. Yeah, they got the black church, Martin Luther King, but they're black people. They're not white people from Europe, and therefore, the Republican Church has got to destroy the Democratic Church of black people, and that's what Donald Trump began to do as soon as he became president. So, again, is Mayor Baba God? Really? Is he the embodiment and reincarnation, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha? And he forbid people to have a religion around him? Is that for real? Well, it is now. I mean, the jury was out on that in my mind. Because I think believe and faith are Satan's word. I don't want to enter any church to become a believer, or just have faith. Don't question anything. I know we're getting conflicting things, and the Gospels, and but there's no that, because you can have faith, and if you want to be a believer, then be dumb, be ignorant. Don't look at the conflicting passages in the Bible. I said, screw that. It's like, I saw Jesus up in Blue River. He came to me. I asked him to come to me, and there he was. But that's part of the Godhead that I'm in touch with. I mean, someone's got to be in touch with this today. Don't worry, be happy. That's Mayor Baba. And I'll be celebrating his birthday tomorrow. And so anyway, I've got to get ready for my meeting. You have a blessed day out there. Take care.